Evening again, sisters and brothers.
Good evening.
Good evening. The Feast of the Holy Family. It's all about family, isn't it? This is a wonderful reading, in a sense, for this feast day, because it's sometimes called the Gospel of Amazement, especially too from our Christmas story. We keep hearing all these stories revolving around Jesus. But I just wanted to share some brief words with you. Jesus' parents were upset when he was missing, and when they found him, they were astonished. But it didn't diminish their anxiety. It was interesting that in the Mediterranean culture, the father would have been the one to speak. Yet, it was Mary who spoke, and Jesus' answer was not what was expected of a child at that time. They didn't understand his answer, and yet treasured in their heart his answer, until they would understand that doing what God was asking is always to be first, not what we want. The radical commitment that Jesus' teaching would later demand of his hearers, he, as the child Jesus, enacts. He lets us know at this young age that listening to God is the priority. Despite this event, Jesus had love and respect for his parents and is an example for all of us when we think we might know it all. But he was always open to God's leading. God didn't create our differences by accident. It is to learn how to listen to those differences and be able to compromise, tolerate, honor God and each other, and unite us all in this love. We have to get our egos out of the way and truly, humbly do what God is asking. This is hard because we always think we are doing the right thing. God created us to be a community. We are all equals. Yes, we have titles such as president, spouse, lay leader, priest, bishop, child, and the titles go on and on. But the most important is that we are all different. But that does not make us better than the other or higher than the other. We are all equal. We all have gifts that are needed for true community. Truly listening with the ear of our hearts to one another, no matter who is speaking, is what God is calling us to do. God has infused us all with the divine love and is within all of us. We have the power to live in family and community in spite of our differences. We have been infused with the wisdom to overcome our very own pride and egos. We have that divine power within, not to turn our backs on those who do not think as we do. We can welcome them with patience and with love. God is for everyone and wants us all to be one. Mary and Joseph, whose lives in the beginning was very normal, but soon was changed. We too have to realize that life is constantly changing and nothing stays exactly the same. Learning to adapt and think outside the box is a gift, or as Mary and Jesus did, breaking the tradition, and Joseph went along for the ride. That is the only way we can grow as a family, as a community. We are so blessed with this loving and giving community, and that is our treasure. And we have demonstrated that with new ideas that we received with that same love and giving. God is radically inclusive, not looking at our actions, but our commitment to God's will. It is not always perfect. It is about our love and concern for one another. When in conflict, we listen to one another with honest input, love, and understanding, and are able to come to some type of consensus. Fear of something different is a danger in our growth as a community. Out of love, we learn how to make the best of all situations, and this will unite us. This will bring us closer. The great teacher, and the many teachers that we hear from. But I'd like to quote to you Eckhart Tolle, as he says, when you become comfortable with uncertainty, infinite possibilities open up in your life. It means fear is no longer a dominant factor in what you do and no longer prevents you from taking action to initiate change. Eckhart Tolle. In this past year and a half, there's been a lot of change, pain, and growth. Some things are different, yet the unity and love is stronger than ever. We can even think back to our own pastor, Father Joe, who sort of like took us on our own trip as we left our old place and came to this wonderful new place here. So maybe it was our own exodus. Or even after that, maybe when Mary, Joseph, and Jesus fleeing from Egypt. Like the Holy Family, we too will continue to grow in wisdom, age, and favor. And these are the things that we go through in our own lives and we hold dear to us. And sometimes, even if it's with certain family members or even with certain groups, it's okay that if you might have to distance yourself to be a healthy family. And you may think to yourselves, well, was I any different before or after being with certain individuals or with certain groups? Maybe the answer is that in itself. And whatever the decision is, that is okay, as long all is done with peace. Sisters and brothers, may God continue to grow within us, to inspire us and encourage us, and continue to bless this holy family, the family of the parish of St. Francis and Clare's. We are blessed. Amen?
Amen.